Well, hello YouTube. I'm back after 4 years with a game called Dagon. Dagon. And it's a free to play, and it's about the Cthulhu world. And I don't. Oh, the pool madness. Oh, okay. And I wanted to start off with some Halloween games after being away for so long. So I guess we'll start and see. It's pretty short. It's a half hour long, half an hour, 45 minutes. So we'll see how it is. I hope you enjoy. Let's go. Dagon is a faithful, interactive adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's work focused on story and atmosphere. You do not find difficult choices, action sequences, or inventory management. Movement is limited to progressing through locations along with the plot. Oh, okay. That's cool.
I am writing this under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more.
Running pretty good. During the game, you encounter interactive elements. Some of them will allow you to continue with your stick and circle, and some of the trivia is hidden. In order to find these secrets, focus your eyes and look for the Elder Sign. Now, you can also play this in VR or with video game controls, I guess. Right. Whoa. Oh, I can't.
Penniless, and at the end of my supply of the drug which alone makes life endurable, I can bear the torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the squalid street below.
Oh.
Do not think from my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or a degenerate.
Oh.
When you have read these hastily scrawled pages, you may guess, though never fully realize, why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death.
Oh, the audio's good. How do I read these pages here? What is this? Morphine. Morphine entered into use in the 19th century and was routinely administered to treat severe pain during the American Civil War and World War I. It was sold without restrictions until 1914. Morphine became more popular after the invention of the hypodermic syringe. Around 1854, first isolated, originally named it morphium, after Morpheus. At that time when Dagon was published, morphine abuse, known as soldier's disease, already posed a big problem in the United States. You can read the discovered trivia immediately, or go back to them later. In the main menu, turn off displaying trivia if you find the feature. Oh, okay. Show trivia until finding them. Well, what sheet? I still can't move. Is it there? No, what? Where's the sheet? Any morphine? Yep. I can't look around. Okay. I don't know what that means.
It was in one of the most open and least frequented parts of the broad Pacific that the packet of which I was supercargo fell a victim to the German sea raider. The Great War was then at its very beginning, and the ocean forces of the Hun had not completely sunk to their later degradation.
I don't know if I can... Okay.
So that our vessel was made a legitimate prize, whilst we of her crew were treated with all the fairness and consideration due us as naval prisoners.
Oh. Oh, what is that? What is this? The Huns. The Huns are Central Asian nomads who were established as Dominion. They were known as brutal, deadly warriors, masters of quick raids, blah, blah, blah. During World War I, the British used the Huns as a synonym for Germans. I was going to say, it sounds like the term originated in the German Empire. Wilhelm II gave a speech to his troops on the refusal to take prisoners was a clear breach of the laws and customs of war adopted during the First Day. Oh my god, that's a lot of... What's this? Oh, we're going this way. Okay. Oh, so I can't
so
move.
So liberal, indeed, was the discipline of our captors, that 5 days after we were taken, I managed to escape alone in a small boat with water and provisions for a good length of time.
Oh, this looks really good for a free game. Oh my god.
When I finally found myself adrift and free, I had but little idea of my surroundings. Never a competent navigator, I could only guess vaguely by the sun and stars that I was somewhat south of the equator.
Seems right.
Of the longitude, I knew nothing, and no island or coastline was in sight.
Oh god, I have to, what? By the stars? Oh my god, what is that? Oh.
The weather
got the
kept
brightness.
fair, and for uncounted days I drifted aimlessly beneath the scorching sun, waiting either for some passing ship or to be cast on the shores of some habitable land.
Oh. Is there a ship somewhere? Where's the... Oh, what's that? Oh, water.
But neither ship nor land appeared, and I began to despair in my solitude upon the heaving vastness of unbroken blue.
Oh, this is pretty good.
The change happened whilst I slept. Its details I shall never know.
Oh no.
For my slumber, though troubled and dream-infested, was continuous.
Oh god. Ooh, what the hell is that? Oh my god. Yep. What'd I do? Oh.
When at last I awoke, it was to discover myself half sucked into a slimy expanse of hellish black mire, which extended about me in monotonous undulations as far as I could see.
Oh my god.
And in which my boat lay grounded some distance away.
Yeah.
Though one might well imagine that my first sensation would be of wonder at so prodigious and unexpected a transformation of scenery, I was in reality more horrified than astonished.
See, I wish I
For
had
there
his
was
boat.
in the air, and in the rotting soil, a sinister quality which chilled me to the very core.
Can only stare into his soul.
The region was putrid with the carcasses of decaying fish, and of other, less describable things which I saw protruding from the nasty mud of the unending plain.
Ooh.
Perhaps I should not hope to convey in mere words the unutterable hideousness that can dwell in absolute silence and barren immensity. There was nothing within hearing, and nothing in sight, save a vast reach of black slime. Yet the very completeness of the stillness and the homogeneity of the landscape oppressed me with a nauseating fear. The sun was blazing down from a sky which seemed to me almost black in its cloudless cruelty, as though reflecting the inky marsh beneath my feet.
Why is there so many tentacles? This isn't good. Oh, what is that? Tentacles. Oh god, I'm going there. There.
As I crawled into the stranded boat, I realized that only one theory could explain my position.
I'm on all the drugs.
Through some unprecedented volcanic upheaval, a portion of the ocean floor must have been thrown to the surface, exposing regions for which innumerable millions of years had lain hidden under unfathomable watery depths.
I don't know
so
why
great was the extent of the new land which had risen beneath me that I could not detect the faintest noise of the surging ocean, straining my ears as I might.
I don't know what that is over there. Good God. Oh, fish!
Nor were there any seafowl to prey upon the dead things.
Oh, that's a fish right there. That's a seafowl. Yeah, what about this guy? Oh, I'm gonna have to eat him.
For several hours I sat thinking or brooding in the boat, which lay upon its side and afforded a slight shade as the sun moved across the heavens.
What the hell is that?
As the day progressed, the ground lost some of its stickiness and seemed likely to dry sufficiently for traveling purposes in a short time.
Oh, I would not travel that.
That night I slept but little, and the next day I made for myself a pack containing food and water, preparatory to an overland journey in search of the vanished sea and possible rescue.
This is, oh, can I move? Oh, no, I can't move.
the third morning, I found the soil dry enough to walk upon with ease. The odor of the fish was maddening, but I was too much concerned with graver things to mind so slight an evil, and set out boldly for an unknown goal.
Yeah. Oh, up there. Oh, if you don't move with the arrow keys, you just progress the story.
All day I forged steadily westward, guided by a faraway hummock which rose higher than any other elevation on the rolling desert.
Oh my god. Hope the audio's fine. I don't know. Oh. Yeah, what is that? Oh, a whale! There's a whale! It's the sound of...
That night, I encamped, and on the following day still travelled toward the hummock, though that object seemed scarcely nearer than when I had first espied it.
Espied it. There's something out here. This is interesting. I kind of like it.
By the fourth evening, I attained the base of the mound, which turned out to be much higher than it had appeared from a distance.
Oh.
An intervening valley setting it out in sharper relief from the general surface. Too weary to ascend, I slept in the shadow of the hill.
Always good when there's Cthulhu around.
I know not why my dreams were so wild that night.
Cthulhu.
But ere the waning and fantastically gibbous moon had risen far above the eastern plain, I was awake in a cold perspiration, determined to sleep no more. Such visions as I had experienced were too much for me to endure again. And in the glow of the moon I saw how unwise I had been to travel by day. Without the glare of the parching sun, my journey would have cost me less energy. Indeed, I now felt quite able to perform the ascent which had deterred me at sunset. Picking up my pack, I started for the crest of the eminence.
I don't know if I want to start with the crest of the eminence.
I have said that the unbroken monotony of the rolling plain was a source of vague horror to me. But I think my horror was greater when I gained the summit of the mound and looked down the other side into an immeasurable pit or canyon.
I can't see.
Whose black recesses the moon had not yet soared high enough to illumine.
Oh god.
I felt myself on the edge of the world, peering over the rim into a fathomless chaos of eternal night.
I don't want to go down there. Nope.
Through my terror ran curious reminiscences of Paradise Lost, and of Satan's hideous climb through the unfashioned realms of darkness.
I'm not liking that.
As the moon climbed higher in the sky, I began to see that the slopes of the valley were not quite so perpendicular as I had imagined.
Oh. Don't fail me now, moon.
Ledges and outcroppings of rock afforded fairly easy footholds for a descent, whilst after a drop of only a few hundred feet, the declivity became very gradual.
But I don't trust this at all.
Urged on by an impulse which I cannot definitely analyze, I scrambled with difficulty down the rocks and stood on the gentler slope beneath, gazing into the Stygian deeps, where no light had yet penetrated. All at once, my attention was captured by a vast and singular object on the opposite slope, which rose steeply about 100 yards ahead of me.
A cube.
An object that gleamed whitely in the newly bestowed rays of the ascending moon.
A cube. Cube? Oh. Further to the cube. Nothing bad happens.
That it was merely a gigantic piece of stone, I soon assured myself. but I was conscious of a distinct impression that its contour and position were not altogether the work of nature. A closer scrutiny filled me with sensations I cannot express.
A Cthulhu sensei.
For despite its enormous magnitude, and its position in an abyss which had yawned at the bottom of the sea since the world was young, I perceived beyond a doubt that the strange object was a well-shaped monolith, whose massive bulk had known the workmanship and perhaps the worship of living and thinking creatures.
Oh?
Dazed and frightened, yet not without a certain thrill of the scientist's or archaeologist's delight, I examined my surroundings more closely.
Well, there sure is a rock around here. Oh, that rock and stone. Oh, interesting. I like this. Oh, I'm in the water.
The moon,
Oh no.
now near the zenith, shone weirdly and vividly above the towering steeps that hemmed in the chasm, and revealed the fact that a far-flung body of water flowed at the bottom, winding out of sight in both directions and almost lapping my feet as I stood on the slope. Across the chasm, the wavelets washed the base of the Cyclopean monolith.
Cyclopean monolith. Man, what did they say? They said you could help? Oh, okay. That didn't do it. Oh, okay.
On whose surface I could now trace both inscriptions and crude sculptures.
This is so cool. The graphics are really good. Oh. For
The
free
writing
game?
was in a
Oh,
system
God.
of hieroglyphics unknown to me and unlike anything I had ever seen in books, consisting for the most part of conventionalized aquatic symbols such as fishes, eels, octopi, crustaceans, mollusks, whales, and the like. Several characters obviously represented marine things which are unknown to the modern world.
Like that thing. And that. Oh my god, that's Cthulhu.
But whose decomposing forms I had observed on the ocean-risen plain.
It's true.
It was the
Tentacly.
pictorial carving, however, that did most to hold me spellbound.
Spellbound. Dagon contains many themes and storytelling methods that Lovecraft developed in his telling the story through carvings, the mountains, journals and characters' notes, the shadow, islands emerging from the ocean, the Call of Cthulhu, fictional beings and deities based on real events and mythologies. Migo in the It's also considered the origin of the popular Cthulhu mythos. It's actually a game called Cthulhu. It's a role-playing game. Some of Lovecraft's other stories also conclude in a manner similar to Dagon. But let's get the details in order not to spoil the ending. Yes, let's not spoil it.
Plainly visible across
playthrough.
the intervening water, on account of their enormous size, were an array of bas-reliefs whose subjects would have excited the envy of a doré.
A doré.
I think that these things were supposed to depict men, at least a certain sort of men, though the creatures were shown disporting like fishes in the waters of some marine grotto, or paying homage at some monolithic shrine which appeared to be under the waves as well. Of their faces and forms I dare not speak in detail,
Demons.
for the mere remembrance makes me grow faint.
Yeah.
Grotesque beyond the imagination of a Poe or a Bulwer.
Poe or a bulwer? Oh, what does that mean?
They were damnably human in general outline, despite webbed hands and feet, shockingly wide and flabby lips,
What? The hell? These guys?
glassy, bulging eyes, and other features less pleasant to recall.
Oh,
Curiously enough, they seem to have been chiseled badly out of proportion with their scenic background.
Oh, down there.
For one of the
no.
creatures was shown in the act of killing a whale, represented as but little larger than himself.
Oh, what the heck is that?
I remarked, as I say, their grotesqueness and strange size.
Yeah.
But in a moment decided that they were merely the imaginary gods of some primitive fishing or seafaring tribe. Some tribe whose last descendant had perished eras before the first ancestor of the Piltdown or Neanderthal man was born.
There's nothing around here. There's no weirdness.
Awestruck at this unexpected glimpse into a past beyond the conception of the most daring anthropologist, I stood musing whilst the moon cast queer reflections on the silent channel before me.
I wonder.
Then,
Oh God, what
I
was it?
saw it.
But oh God, what is that?
With only a slight churning to mark its rise to the surface, the thing slid into view above the dark waters.
Oh God, is that? Oh no. No.
Vast,
Oh.
Polyphemus-like and loathsome, it darted like a stupendous monster of nightmares to the monolith, about which it flung its gigantic scaly arms, the while it bowed its hideous head and gave vent to certain measured sounds.
How the hell? Yep. Oh, I passed out.
I think I went mad then.
Oh. Or mad.
Of my frantic ascent of the slope and cliff, and of my delirious journey back to the stranded boat, I remember little.
Yep. Yeah. I gotta go. I'm mad.
I believe I sang a great deal and laughed oddly when I was unable to sing.
Where do I go? Oh. Yep. There's the moon.
I have indistinct recollections of a great storm sometime after I reached the boat.
Really?
At any rate, I know that I heard pearls of thunder and other tones which nature utters only in her wildest moods.
There. Oh. Blacked out. Browned out. Blacked out.
When I came out of the shadows, I was in a San Francisco hospital.
Oh. brought
thither by the captain of the American ship which had picked up my boat in mid-ocean.
By the captain of an American ship which had picked up my boat.
In my delirium, I had said much, but found that my words had been given scant attention.
This hospital looks pretty cool, except for...
Of any land upheaval in the Pacific, my rescuers knew nothing. Nor did I deem it necessary to insist upon a thing which I knew they could not believe.
Oh God. I don't like that. Oh, okay.
Once I sought out a celebrated ethnologist and amused him with peculiar questions regarding the ancient Philistine legend of Dagon, the fish god.
Can I look at any of these, or is it just... Radiant? Dagon was the main deity of the Philistines, worshipped throughout the Middle East as the ancient god of fertility and crops. Now for grain, the rulers of Akkad, Mesopotamia, chose him as the patron saint of their war conquest. He also appeared as the judge of the dead in an Assyrian poem, and an underworld prison warder in one of the Babylon texts. He's often mistakenly taken for a fish god due to the wrong interpretation of his name. Oh, as in Hebrew, the word Dagon. H.P. Lovecraft's word, Dagon, is an underwater deity ruling over the deep one. Humanoid race with fish traits that resides in oceans. Oh. He's worshipped by a secret cult called the Esoteric Order of Dagon. And I can't read anything else here, which is interesting, but I can't. Anything else over here? Oh, here. Oh, I'm in a steady.
But soon perceiving that he was hopelessly conventional, I did not press my inquiries.
Oh, August Derleth was an American writer and anthologist. He also befriended Lovecraft and published many of his works through his company, Arkham Horus. Oh. Although he greatly contributed to the popularization of the author's works after his death, he is surrounded by numerous controversies. One of his most questionable decisions involved introducing the good versus evil doctrine, Derleth, to the Cthulhu mythos, which contrasted with Lovecraft's view of the world and his approach to cosmic horror. As a result, the author's works are often misunderstood and misrepresented in today's culture. It is also worth noting that Lovecraft was never really interested in creating a mythology, and the term Cthulhu mythos was coined by Derleth after the author left the mortal plane. That's pretty cool. How do I get out of here? Oh. To the clock! Or not. I do. Oh. Just it. This. Nothing's at the clock.
It is at night, especially when the moon is gibbous and waning, that I see the thing. I tried morphine, but the drug has given only transient surcease, and has drawn me into its clutches as a hopeless slave. So now I am to end it all, having written a full account for the information or the contemptuous amusement of my fellow men.
Oh my god. Well, I don't wanna. How do I read? I don't want to end it all. What the that? Lovecraft hated tobacco, even though he used to smoke when he was 12 in order to look and feel like an adult. In his correspondence with friend Reinhard Kleiner, he claims that he quit as soon as he started wearing long pants. He also had a very strong opinion about alcohol, as evidenced to his letter to Zelia Brown. It's the matter of drinking. I have never tasted intoxicating liquor and never intend to. Having strong aesthetic disgust at anything which blunts or coarsens delicate natural equipoise of the evolved human intellect and imagination. Drinking excited my personal repugnance, hence I don't drink. Let the herd do what they will. I am rather in favor of prohibition. The prohibition of any one antisocial force as well as interesting. But I don't want to end it yet. Don't let me end it now. How do okay. I'll take it.
Often I ask myself if it could not all have been a pure phantasm, a mere freak of fever, as I lay sun-stricken and raving in the open boat after my escape from the German man-of-war. This I ask myself.
Oh God, the brightness.
Ever does there come before me a hideously vivid vision in reply.
What is it?
I cannot think of the deep sea without shuddering at the nameless things that may at this very moment be crawling and floundering on its slimy bed. Worshipping their ancient stone idols and carving their own detestable likenesses on submarine obelisks of water-soaked granite. I dream of a day when they may rise above the billows to drag down into their reeking talons the remnants of puny, war-exhausted mankind. Of a day when the land shall sink and the dark ocean shall ascend amidst universal pandemonium.
Okay. I hope not.
The end is near.
No. Oh God. What is that?
I hear a noise at the door, as of some immense slippery body lumbering against it.
I don't want that. How do I get out of here? Help. Yep. I don't want to go over there.
It shall not find me.
Oh. 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 Oh, God.
God, that hand!
Ooh, I don't want it. Oh.
The window! The window!
What? The window. Oh, my God. Thank you for playing. Wow. Well, what did the... How did everyone think? That's... Oh. That was fun. That was a good little... I hope you guys all enjoyed. I'm back on YouTube. Ready to play again. Hope you all enjoy. Please comment, rate, subscribe. Have fun. See you.